People always leave. If you're a One Tree Hill fan, welcome. If you haven't seen One Tree Hill, people always leave is a phrase that was made popular by a character on One Tree Hill named Peyton Sawyer. I used to think that Peyton was dramatic, slightly. Not to say that things in her life didn't make her feel that way, but it's like people don't always leave. But now that I'm a 24-year-old, Peyton might tell a joke, but she didn't tell a lie. People always leave. Whether they leave through moving on, whether they leave through passing away and transitioning to the next life, people always leave. So, and before I move on, do you agree with that statement? People always leave. Tell me down in the comments. If that statement is true, that people always leave, how then do we as people practice the art of healthy detachment and separating expectations from experiences? There was a TikTok user, and I scrolled across her video on my FYP, and it talked about, and I will put a screenshot because I want to give her credit. It talked about the art of detachment. And that statement was really profound to me. No one belongs to me, I belong to no one. So I took what she put on her TikTok and I made my own affirmation and mantra that I say all the time, which is, I belong to no human being. No human being belongs to me. When experiences end, they're no longer meant to be. Or, I belong to no human being. No human being belongs to me. I'm grateful for experiences that are meant for me. That has been so transformative for my friendships and also my current relationship. I used to take space personally. I think it was a symptom of abandonment issues that I hadn't fully recognized or realized. So people, whether that be friends or significant other or family members, when people were living and existing in their own truths, it made me feel less worthy. It made me question and panic at times. What did I do to them? Why don't they love me? How can I get them back? It was hard because I constantly felt the need to people please and to prove my value in existence by constantly having people around me. So I would overperform, I would overextend because I know that you care if you're always near me. And I actually wrote a song about this. It's called Insecure/Obsessed. I couldn't figure out what I wanted the name to be, but the lyrics of the song are, you're not obsessed. I don't know. Should I just sing it? Should I sing a little bit? I don't know. Self-promo? Shameless plug? Okay, so I'll sing a couple of sentences from the song for clarity. So it's, you're not obsessed enough. My absence doesn't upset your love. Why is it always me and my insecurities? So there's another part in the song that says, 'cause I know you care if you're always near. I know it sounds crazy, but it's my insecurities. And that song particularly, it really captured what I was feeling in that relationship, but just what I was feeling as a person in general during that time. I constantly needed, I know you care if you're always near. I know The only way for me to feel validated is if you're constantly near me. And that is no way to sustain a healthy relationship or friendship. So that TikTok, and I wrote Insecure Obsess back in 20. I'm going to have to fact check myself and go back into my song journal. I believe I wrote that in 2020. I believe it was the summer of 2020. And so I think that was the first time that I had been that vulnerable and honest about what proximity meant in my relationships. People always leave. How do you recognize and deal with that? So that mantra that I made up based on that TikToker, that I belong to no human being, no human being belongs to me. I'm grateful for experiences that are meant for me. I've been saying that daily, ample times throughout the day, just to remind myself that I'm not entitled. Because really, my need for proximity to people was a sign of lack of self-esteem. It was a sign of somewhat entitlement, of feeling entitled to, if I call you friend, if I call you boyfriend, if I call you sister, mother, aunt, then you need to be there for me. And so then that's entitlement, that's ego. I had to unpack all of that. And once I began to, I felt free. I felt ready to discover what it's like to be whole within myself, to be rooted within my relationship with God and with self, rather than making my worth be based on other people and how they see me and if they love me and how close they are to me. So, people always leave. That's a true statement. And the only way to fully process that is to work on your art of detachment by also staying in the present moment, because that's the key. And in order to fully experience and be in the present moment, you have to release expectations. Releasing the expectation of this person's gonna be the person I marry. Releasing the expectation of this is gonna be my best friend for life. Releasing the expectation of I never want things to change. People always leave. And even if a person stays with you and you know them to the very day you take your last breath, still in essence, they will leave because they will evolve. People always leave. So I thank that TikToker for creating that video. It changed my life. It allowed me to take a reflective perspective about my proximity to people, people pleasing, expectations, living in the present moment, and self-love and self-esteem. And I wanted to make this quick video about people always leave. If you are a person who is dealing with abandonment issues, I hope that this video made you feel seen and that you understand that you're not the only person who's gone through that. I hope that you find solitude and peace. Are solitude and peace the same thing? Maybe they are. I hope you find peace and joy in being alone. And I hope you find peace and joy in experiencing the experiences that are meant for you for however long they are meant to be. And that you are comfortable in releasing friendships, relationships, business partnerships when they end, and know that what is meant for you will always be for you. So yeah, people always leave. and that's okay. Also, watch One Tree Hill. Just watch it. If you're looking for a good drama, never-ending spiral, One Tree Hill. Shout out to Peyton Sawyer. Shout out to the writers who created Peyton Sawyer. And shout out to you for watching my video. Have a good rest of your day or night. And